So the next app I want to show you how to use is Photoshop Express. So if I go into the App Store and I search PS Express, I'm going to go ahead and click on there. And I'm going to go to this app here and download it. And as this is downloading, I'm just going to tell you what Photoshop Express is. What Photoshop Express is you can add your own editing to your photos. They have some basic editing in here, and then they have a little more complex editing. People like this app because you can also add text to the app, you can blur things in the background a little more professionally, and there are also some blend modes. So I'm going to open up the app for the first time. It's going to walk you through some things that it can do. You can also edit raw pictures as well and do selective editing and advanced healing. It also can create collages as well. I'm not going to allow them to notify me, but you can. And we're going to sign in with our Adobe ID. So click sign in. And I'm going to allow them to access the photos. Now on your end, it might ask you for your Adobe ID. That's your school email address and your school password. So that's how you get in. I'm going to go ahead and pick a photo that I want to edit. So I'm going to click this photo right here. And this is how you edit in this app. So I can go and look through the different type of filters. There's a matte filter, so I can apply different types of matte filters. If I want to close that up, I just tap that again. I can also do more of like a dew tone. Maybe I want a more poppy scene. But whatever you decide, it should enhance your photo. It shouldn't really take away from your photo. So I'm going to go back to the matte here because I liked that. Once you pick a filter you like, you can drag the bar to the left and the right and find a little happy spot. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the overlays, which is right next door to the looks on the bottom. So I'm going to go to overlays. And you can overlay a lot of different things, from light leaks to paper to a cosmos. For this kind of picture, maybe I want to add a grunge texture to it. So I can click through and see which one would look best for mine. So I'm looking through. So far, I like, let's see, there's so many different options here. So I'm going to pick this one here. And again, you can either add or subtract that filter. You can toggle this back and forth to get the look you want. You can crop your photo by hitting the crop button. So for example, if you wanted it to go straight to Instagram, you can crop it so that it's ready to be on Instagram or a Facebook story, or things like that, Twitter. You can go into the adjustments and pick different things to adjust, such as light, color. You can add effects. You can edit the details. You can add maybe a vignette if you wanted to, if you needed a little vignette. You can use the healing brush tool on portraits that have blemishes, or if you have artwork that had little crumbs, you can tap and drag over areas that you want to remove blemishes on. So for example, if you wanted to remove this blemish here, you could, if obviously it didn't blend in very well. So at the top, I can hit the undo button. But I would highly suggest, if you were trying to get rid of something like this dot here, that you probably should zoom in on your photos. And if you mess up, you can do the undo button. So I'm making sure that my little paintbrush is a little bit smaller, and I'm just going to dab it a little bit to get rid of that area. And sometimes you have to do it a couple times. Sometimes it doesn't work. But that's how you do the healing brush tool. So there's a place for eyes. There's a place where you can add text, and they have all kinds of templates, stickers, borders. You could do Photoshop effects, which will connect to your desktop computer. You can send it to Photoshop on your desktop computer or laptop. You can also collage and edit in different apps as well. If I go back over to the left, I can choose different themes as a basic template. So for example, if I liked this little DJ level one here, I can kind of click through and see if I like any of these pre-existing templates for what I wanted to do. But what's great about this app is if there's something that you didn't like, maybe you edited it way too much and you just kind of want to go back to just your original image, all you have to do is hit the backwards button at any time. In order to see your edits pre and post, right next to the magic wand at the top, you can see your pre-image, and then tap it again to your post image. And then to share and save it to your device, the share button is the little box with the arrow, so go ahead and click that. And when you do that, you can change the quality to 100% maximum. I like the best quality possible, so definitely change the quality of your image. Watermark is more for professionals, but eventually you can watermark your image. I'm not requiring you to do that in class. I always like to save my image to my camera roll. You can also put it on PS Express Discover, where other people can remix your art. You can put it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can put it directly on Flickr. You can also send it to different apps on your phone as well. But for now, I'm just going to save it to my camera roll so that I can edit it later in different apps. So that is pretty much the summary of PS Express. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.